Hey guys, Travis here. Gonna go over a quick Assassination PvP guide for 6.0.3 Assassination rogues. And to start things off, we'll talk about the talents that I chose and why I chose them. So, Shadow Focus I went with because it's gonna reduce the energy cost of all your abilities by 75%, which means your opener is gonna be less than 10 energy right off the bat, so you can dive into anything you really want for burst or CC. And then I go with Nerve Strike because once your kidney shot or cheap shot fades, it's going to reduce the target's damage by 50% and healing they take by 10% for 6 seconds, which is really big, especially if you're going for a quick kill and you're not targeting a healer. Then I go with Elusiveness, which stacks with the Feint ability already. So on top of the 50% AoE damage reduction, you're also going to reduce damage taken by 30% by all sources for 5 seconds. Cheat Death is a good one to go with as well if you always have a healer with you. So 3s and 5s, you can use Cheat Death a lot. Or if you're running like Priest Rogue 2s, I run Ret Rogue, so I don't use Cheat Death. But then I go with Burst of Speed. I strongly suggest Burst of Speed for PvP because not only does it give you a 70% movement speed for 4 seconds, but it's going to remove all slowing effects as well. And it's usable when you're in stealth. So when you're in stealth, let's take a look at it real quick. Stacking with Shadow Focus, it's going to cost 8 energy. So you can keep that up pretty much all the time while you're stealthed and not have to worry about energy running out. Then I go Prey on the Weak. When you use a disable, so kidney shot, cheap shot, gouge, sap, or blind, your target's going to take 10% increased damage from all sources, which I really like running Ret Rogue because we can just light somebody up real fast that way, especially with a Vendetta. And then I go Marked for Death because it's just such a better focus for burst, in my opinion, than Anticipation, which you aren't really going to get a ton of stacks from Anticipation in 2s or 3s. You can use Anticipation in 5s, it'll probably work well. I haven't tried it out yet, and in Battlegrounds. And there's probably plenty of people who run Anticipation in Battlegrounds and benefit from it greatly. So for me though, I prefer Marked of Death for everything, just because you can focus your burst a lot easier that way. And then I go with Death from Above, just because it's a little bit more burst, and I haven't really tested Shadow Reflection out in PvP, but I just have a feeling like you Shadow Reflect somebody and you make a hard switch in Arena or in a Battleground when you're fighting over a flag or something, and your Shadow Reflection breaks a CC on whoever you popped it on originally that you CC and hard switch from. So I'm just not a real big fan of breaking CC, and I'm not sure if Shadow Reflection will break the CC or not, but I just didn't want to risk it. And Venom Rush you can run in 5s and BGs and do really well with, I think. But I haven't tested Venom Rush out in PvP yet. I really like the Death from Above though, especially for the gap closing. So if you guys have seen any of our other PvP videos, you've seen me use my Death from Above to close the gap on druids and mages and hunters who are blinking away or deterrencing away. So anybody who has a knockback or a disengage type of move, Death from Above is going to be your best friend against them. So the glyphs that I run, I go Glyph of Energy, increasing my energy by 20. This is the most important glyph in my opinion for Rogue, Glyph of Blind, because it's going to remove all dots on the target when you blind them, so it's not going to break your blind early. And if you get a full blind and you vanish, you can sap them with about 1 or 2 seconds left on the blind. They should come out of combat, vanish, sap them, and you got another long CC on them. And then I run Glyph of Cheat Death, but if we face a healer comp or a double caster, I'll typically run Glyph of Garrote because that's going to increase your silence by 1 second, whereas Cheap Shot Glyph increases the duration of Cheap Shot by half a second. So either one are good, but right now I just have Glyph of Cheap Shot as the default. So let's talk about some macros here real quick. I don't have a sap macro right now. I apologize for that, but I do have a blind, a gouge, and a kick macro, and I'll link them in the description down below, but I'll go over them right now as well. So for my blind macro, you want to put # or hashtag show tooltip blind / cast bracket target equals focus, comma, modifier, : shift, finish that bracket off, and blind. And down below it's the same thing, but you just do target equals target, comma, no modifier, finish the bracket off, and blind. It's the same thing for all the other moves, so just insert kick for blind and gouge for blind. And that's basically all you got to do for macros. I don't really want to talk about openers because it's going to differ for your compositions, but the things that I will talk to you about for priority wise, make sure you always have your CC up, make sure you're ready to kick at all times, and don't be afraid to peel off your target to hit a gouge to peel for your healer or your teammate or whatever flag carrier, and use smoke bomb when you know you're going for a kill. Don't pop it right away. There's a couple times I popped it a little early and it didn't work out, so make sure you can get the kill on the smoke bomb. So what I like to do is go full kidney shot, smoke bomb with a vendetta on them, and I'll hit a death from above, 5-point death from above, mark for death, get a 5-point end venom on them. So that's basically the rotation, guys. Keep your preparation for when you desperately need a defensive vanish or you're desperately in need of a kill and you can get a quick kill by vanishing and your vanish is on cooldown. It's different than the PvE aspect where I told you guys to vanish right when you come out and use your preparation so it'll reset before the fight is over. That's not the case in PvP. You want to use preparation only when you have to. So that's pretty much my little assassination rogue guide. I've been having some success with it and I'm enjoying it, so I hope you guys can have fun and enjoy assassination as well and climb up the ranks in PvP. So until next time, guys, have fun and good luck.